let's say you've decided you want to take this build a fizz inflator Science Bob experiment and turn it into a true science experiment for your home science experiment poster. Well, the basic experiment is this. If you take a bottle, you fill it with vinegar, then you are trying to fill a balloon with baking soda, which you might need a funnel to help you do. Put the balloon on top of the bottle, and when you hold the balloon up so that the baking soda pours into the bottle and mixes with the vinegar, it creates a chemical reaction that creates gas that inflates the balloon. So, to turn this into a true experiment, you'd want to start changing some things and see what they do. So, what are some things you could try out and do differently to see what happens and if you can make the balloon inflate more? That question right there is getting at what your independent variable is. Well, let's brainstorm. Well, we could try using more vinegar. So I'm going to list that right here. Amount of vinegar. Oops. What else could we do? We could try changing the amount of baking soda. And let's see what else is in that picture. How about the size of the balloon? Let's try different balloon sizes. And we could also do that with a bottle, size of bottle. So we've got all of these ideas so far. For your experiment, you have to only choose one. And let's say I've decided I'm going to just do amount of baking soda. That's going to become my independent variable because that's the only one I change. All these other ones, amount of vinegar, size of the bottle, size of the balloon, have to stay the same. Technically, those are something we'd call a controlled variable. Anyway, when you've decided to do your amount of baking soda, then you have to basically pick your different amounts for the experiment. So 1 tablespoon, 2 tablespoons, and 3 tablespoons. There's 3 different versions that you are going to do for the amount of baking soda. Now, the next thing you got to think about is, how do you know if that even matters? Well, if you look back at the experiment, what's it doing? We're inflating a balloon. So basically, the way we know it matters, that's our dependent variable, like what does it cause to have happen, is the size of the balloon. So what we're going to be able to do then is once it inflates and once it finishes, we can measure it and just say, oh wow, look, if I took a ruler, it had a diameter of whatever number of centimeters. So you've now got your independent variable, which back here was the amount of baking soda. You've got your size of the balloon, and all you have left to do is turn that into a research question. So research questions generally follow this format. If the whatever the independent variable is changes, then will the, and actually we could say then, how will the dependent variable change? And that's the basic format. For this exact question, it's going to, here's what it will be. We just actually have to plug in our independent variable into that question. And so I'll say, how does the amount of baking soda, so if the amount of baking soda changes, then how will the size of the balloon change? And if you want to be really fancy, you can use the what I've called the grade 8 version of the research question, and you could say, how does the amount of baking soda affect the size of the balloon? And that's all you need.